Hello everyone. So we have an interesting question here. We have a programming task that is asked in the interview, and this one was considered a very difficult one, and it was given like a day to be solved, but we're going to solve this one in 15-20 minutes, right? So the task is this one. We have created a simple multiplayer game called Add 'em Up. So we have 5 players, and each of them has 5 cards from the 52 card pack. And the winner is the one with the highest score. The score for each player is calculated by adding up the card values for each player, where the number of cards have their face value. Jack is 11 points, Queen is 12, King is 13, Ace is 1, and the others has their value, right? In the event of a tie, list all the winners. So there might be multiple people with the same point. You're going to list all of them. You are required to write a program that will read the data from a scanner, find the winners, and write them to the console. So the input structure is, we contain, right, the input will contain 5 rows, 1 for each player, and each of them has a hand of 5 cards. Each row will contain the player's name separated by a column, and then a comma separated list of, right, and then the comma separated list of 5 cards. Each card will be 2 characters, the face value followed by the suite. S for spades, H for hearts, D for diamonds, and C for clubs. So this is an example. So the first player has the name separated by the column, and then 5 cards. So ace hearts, 3 clubs, 8 clubs, 2 spades, jack diamonds. And the second player like that, and the third and the fourth, each 5 players here. So the first row means, I just put this explanation to make sure that we understand. H means ace of hearts, right? This one here. 3C means 3 of clubs, and so forth and so on, okay? So this is what we're gonna input, and then the output is like, we gotta calculate the points of this player. So in this case, this one is 1, plus 3 is 4, plus 8 is 12, plus 2 is 14, and plus jack, which is 11 points, is 25. And the second one is 13, plus 12 is 25, plus 20 is 35, right? So we calculate the points one by one. And by the way, this is not 10, but this will be T, because instead of 10, we use T because we use 1 letter for each of them. And then the output should contain a single line with one of the following 2 possibilities: the number of the winner and their score separated by, right? So for example, it can be the winner and the score, or if there are multiple winners, name A, name B, and the score is 35, okay? So this is the program that's what we're gonna solve now. Okay, so we're gonna solve this problem on the board first, and then we're gonna code the problem, okay? So let's suppose that this is the string of a player, okay? So in a string of a player, we have 2 parts. One part is the name, and the second part is the cards that the player has, right? So we're gonna split the string by using the split method. And the split method, right, it accepts a string. So in this case, I want to split it by the column, right? And then it will give me 2 parts. One is the name, right? This is the first part. And then the second part is the, right, is the rest here from here to here, which are the cards. So that's what we're gonna do. After we get the cards, right, we're gonna split the cards, this string, by using the, right, by using the comma, which means that it will give me 5 cards one by one, 2 letters for each card, 2 letters. So if I split with this one, I'm gonna get 5 like strings, right? So 3S, Queen of spades, Queen of cups, and then 8 of diamonds, and then King of cups, and then 5 of diamonds. So I will get 5 strings, and then, right, for each of them, I need to get the, right, I need to get the value, and then I need to add the points in the total. So for each of these 2 letters, right, I will get the first letter. How do I get the first letter? I use substring method, substring. By using the substring method, I can give 2 parameters. One, where to start. 0 means it starts from the first character, and then 1 means where to stop. So this will give me the first character, right? This substring 0, 1 will give me the first character. In this case, is the letter 3, right? Is one letter, 3, and then this means 3 points. In this case here, right, if I get the string here, substring 0, 1, it will give me the first letter, which is a queen, and the queen, I will calculate it is 12 points. In the next case, 8 is 8 points. The next one, king, is 13 points. And the next one, 5 is 5 points. If I add all of them, 25, 30, 38, 41 points. So that's how I calculate that this one is 41 points, okay? So we will solve this one step by step in coding, and then we will see the result, okay? Instead of reading from the scanner, what I did, I just created an array of players, right? And then I just put in some random values here, the name of the player and the cards, so different values, the name of the player and the cards for each, right? 5 players. So what are we going to do? We're going to iterate all the players. Instead of reading it from the console, right? We can also read it from a file. We can read it from the console. But in our case here, we're going to store them in an array, and we're going to read from the array. So if we want to read the players one by one, we can iterate them by saying, you know what? I'm going to iterate the players. The players is an array of strings. So every player, right? So every player is one string, right? So every player is one string. So this is one player, this is one player, this is one player. So let me just print them. If I'm able to get them one by one and print them, let me just print the player. And then when I run the code, I will see that, yes, I am able to print all the players one by one. So I'm going to get this line, print it, get this line, print it, and do all of them. So now when I have a line, actually I have 2 parts there. One is the name, and the second part is the cards, right? The deck of cards. So I can get the player, right? I can get the player, and I can split by anything, right? In this case, I'm going to split by the column, right? By the column. So when you split this one, there'll be 2 parts in the string array. The first part is a string, is a name, and the second part is a string, is the cards. So I'm going to call this one string array name cards. Of course, you can give any name that you want, but in our case here, I'm going to name it name cards because the first part is a name and the second part is the cards. So if I get from here, right? If I get from here, let me just delete this one from here, right? Get the name. Where is the name? The name is from this array. The one with index 0 is the name, right? This is the name. Let me just say here, string name. And from the name cards, the second part, right, is the cards. So string cards is equal to, from this one, get the one with index, right? From the array, get the one with index 1. So I know that this might look complicated. You can pause the video, you can rewatch that part, okay? So let me get the name and the card for each player, right? The name and the cards, and let me print them. Let me print that in a way that, right? Let me print the name plus, let me put an arrow here, and then plus the cards. So actually, one by one, I'm going to print them the same, but instead of putting a column here, I'm going to use this arrow here. So when I run the code, we see that we have the name and we have the parts. So what we did, we cut the player and we split them right in 2 parts, right? The name and the cards. And also I can also use a space here and saying that the first part is the name and then the cards are coming. So if I have these cards, can I calculate the points? Yes, of course. I'm going to get the first card, get the second card, then get the points for each card, right? So instead of doing it here, because it's going to be messy, I'm going to create, of course, I don't want it to be messy. I want it to be Ronaldo. So that's why I'm going to create a method here. I'm going to say, I have a method here, which public static int calculate points. And then this method, what it does, this method says, give me this string, give me a string, cards, and I will get it, and I will calculate the points, and I will return the points. Why did I make it static? Because I don't want to create an object of this one to call it, right? So when I make it static, I can already call it automatically here. So for every player, right, for every player and cards, get a player, get the cards, and then give it to this method. I'm going to say here, calculate points, and then say, give the cards. It will call this method. It will calculate the points and it will return, right? It will return the points here. So let me just say here, int points, right, is equal to this one. So this method, one more time, this method says, give me the deck of cards, right? Give me this string here. I will find a way how to calculate the points and return it to you. This method does it, we don't care. This method will do it, right? So here we don't care. We just say call the method, give me back the point for those specific cards. So here we're going to do the logic of the method, right? Always a method, right? Inside has some steps where you do something, right? You get a parameter, right? In this case, you're getting the cards, you're going to calculate the points, and then you're going to return the points back. So when we get the points, right? When we get the cards, when we get the cards, I want to get all the cards one by one. So in this case, I'm going to split with a column, right? If you split with a comma, not column, but comma. If you split with a comma, then you get the first card, the second card, and so on. So I'm going to say here, cards dot split by comma. So when you split by comma, you're going to get back an array of strings. That's why I'm going to say here, string array, and I'm going to call here this card array. So from the card string, right? From the card string, I split by the comma, I will get 5, right? 5 strings in an array. So when I have the 5 cards here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to say, you know what? Let me calculate the points. Get the first card, get the points from there. Get the second card, get the points from there, and then add them to the total, right? So here I'm going to say, you know what? Int points equals to 0. And then for each card, right, in the array of cards, right, in the deck, I can call this one card deck, card array as I wish. Get one card, get the point, add it to the total. Get one card, get the point, add it to the total, right? So for every string card, because here I have an array of cards, which is an array of strings, every element there is a string. So from the card array, get one card, right? Sorry, I'm going to name this one card. So from the card array, get one card. From the card array, get one card. And then after I get the card, right, I need to calculate the point here of this card. So of course, when I have this card here, when I calculate the point, I'll just get the value. I'm going to call this one the value. I'm going to get the value. I'm going to get the value, and then I'm going to add it to the, right, get it to the total points. So now, how do I get the value from here? Of course, the value is the first letter of the card. So I have a card here, I want the value, is the first letter. I have a letter here, I want the card, is the first letter. So that's what I say here. String value is equal to the, from the cards, so from the card substring, I'm saying get from this card here, which is 2 letter, get the first letter. How do I get the first letter? I'm saying starting from 0 until the 1. This will get 1 letter from 2 letters of a card. So get the letter. Now, this one is a string, but I need to calculate the value. The value is, if it's an A, it's 1 point. If it's a king, right, it's 13 points. If it's a queen, so we're going to do this logic here. We're going to say, if, right, so I got the value there. If the value is equal to the letter A, which is ace, this is 1 point, right? So I'm going to add 1 point to the sum. So I'm going to say, this is the points. Sorry. This is the points. I'm going to say, what's happening here? Add 1 point there, right? So if it's an ace, add 1 point. If it is, right, else, if it is a T, else, if it is a T, which is a 10, right, I'm going to add 10 points. And then the same logic. If it is a jack, I'm just going to copy paste from here, but of course I'm going to change it. If it's a jack, add 12, add 11 points. If it is a queen, add, this is very easy, right? Add 12 points. If it's a king, add 30 points. And now the rest. If it's not an ace, if it's not a 10, jack, queen, or king, then I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right, until 9. So I can continue like this. If it's 2, add 2 points. If it's a 3, add 3 points. But I have a logic here, which maybe we didn't learn in the class, but we're going to learn it in a couple of weeks. We're going to say, if the value is 2, add 2 points. So from the value, right, we can say integer, this is a class integer dot parse int, and then the value. This one says, if, right, if you put the string 2, it will get the value as 2. If you get the string 3, get the value 3, okay? So depending on whatever the value is, right, we're going to say here points plus the value. So if it's a 2 string, get converted into an integer, right? This actually converts a string 2 to the integer 2. It converts the string 7 into the integer 7, and we add it to the points. So actually the logic is done here. So one more time, the method here, right? The method is give me the cards, give me this string here. From here, I'm going to split with a comma and get the array. So I'm going to get an array of 5 strings here. Ace, heart, 3 clubs, 8 clubs, 2 spades, jack diamonds. And then for each of them, right, for each of the cards, get the first letter, get the ace, 1 point, add it to the points. Get 3 points, add it to the points. And then when I'm done with all of them outside of this for loop, I have to make sure that it's outside of the for loop here. I'm going to say return points. So the points are calculated for 5 of the letters, and then, right, 5 of them, 5 of the cards, and then it will return the points, okay? So now let me go back here one more time. This method calculates the points of a deck of 5 cards. I don't care how it does. That is what it promises me. Give me the deck of cards, I'm going to give you back the points. So here, for each player, I'm going to say here, you know what? I'm going to get the cards, and I'm going to get the points. So for each player, I'm going to print the name, I'm going to print the cards, and also I'm going to print, right, I'm also going to print the points. So let me run it now. Now you see James has these cards which make 25 points. How is it calculated? We don't care, it's 25 points. Mary has this card which is 31 points. As you can see now, I can see easily that this one here is 31 points, and this one here is 31 points, which are 2 winners. Let me change one of them. And of course, this one is a T, right? So now when I made this one a T, it changed to 40 points, okay? So that's why the winner is Mary with 40 points. How this one is done? Let us debug it. So we have the first player, the second player, the third player, the fourth player, and the fifth player. So get for the first player. What is the first player? It is James with these cards. Now, when I split, I got 2 parts in the array. The first part, right? The first part is the name, James. This is the first part. And the second part is the deck of cards, right? So this is the name, this is the cards. Let me just hover the mouse here. James is the name, and these are the cards for James. Now, this method says, give me these cards, and I'll calculate you the points. Let me just skip it. How many points these cards are? 25 points. Let me just check. 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 8 is 12, plus 2 is 14, plus 11 is 25. Correct, 25 points. Get me the next player. The next player is Mary. She has these cards, and then let me see how many points it will be, right? Let me hover the mouse. King 13, Queen 12, 25, plus 10 is 35, plus 4 is 39, and plus 1 is 40. So I am expecting 40 points. Let me see if there are 40 points here. Yes, they are. So the method is correct. So if you want to check how the method does, let me go inside the method for the next player. So it is this deck of cards, which are 6, 8, 3, Jack, 2, which means 10, 19, so 30 points. So I'm going to go inside. Of course, I'm a good player, right? I can calculate the points very easily. These are the cards. So from these cards, I'm going to create an array. And in the array, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements. Or the index is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm gonna go there and get the first card. Get the first card. The first card is 6 spade, right? 6 of spade. So 6 is the point. I don't care about if it's a spade, if it's a diamond, if it's a club, right? Whatever it is, I need to get 6 points. So get the first letter. The first letter is 6. And then depending, right? This is string 6, right? This is string 6. Is this one an A? No, it is not. Is this one a T? No, it is not. So we go until here and let's say, if this is a string 6, get the value 6 and add it to the points. So as of right now, after the first card, I have 6 points. Now let me get the second card. The second card is, let me just see here, it's 8 of diamonds. So it is 8 points, right? So from here we get the 8, and then you see, is it an ace? No, it's not. 10, Jack, Queen, King, and then from here we get 8 points, right? So there were 6 points plus 8, it will be 14. So now I should have 14 points here, right? 14, correct. Now get the next card. What is the next card? Let me see. The next card is 3 of diamonds, so 3 more points. Get the next card. So let me see if it's 17 here. Yes, it is. Get the next card. The next card is Jack of hearts. So how Jack is calculated? We get from there the value, right? Jack. And then Jack is 11 points. So here I'm saying, is it an ace? No, it is not. Is it a 10? No, it's not. Is it a Jack? Yes, it is. That's why I'm going to add 11 points to the points. So there are 17 plus 11, it will be 28. Let me hover the mouse. Yes, there are 28 points. And we get the next card, the last one, which is, let me just see, 2 of diamonds. So we're going to add 2 more points to the 28. Get the value of 2, go there, add 2 points to the total, and then there will be 30 there. So we're done with all the deck, right? All the card decks, right? All the cards there. So we're going to return 30 points. That's how 30 points is calculated one by one. Get this string, from there, get one letter, get the point. Get one letter, get the point. Get one letter, get the point. So 30 points will be returned. So I'm going to close this method here so that I'm not confused. So this method here got these cards and returned us 30 points. So let me see here in the points, 30. So let me print it. Brian, 30 points. And then the next player, 31 points, Emma. And then the next player, John, is 22 points. So that is how the points are calculated for each player. Now we're going to do the last part, the last logic, right? So I'm able to get the name, the cards, and the points. Now, at the beginning, right? At the beginning, we know that the biggest, right, is 0 points, right? The biggest is equal to 0 points because the minimum, right, they'll have at least more than 0 points. And the string winner is empty. So I'm going to calculate the points and the winner. So here, the logic here it is. After I print, right, after I print all the players with the cards and with the points, I'm going to say here, if the points of this player are more than, right, the biggest, it means now we have a new winner. So here we have a new winner, right? So biggest, now we're going to store the biggest points, which are equal to the points. As always, that's how we find the maximum. Plus, we're saying the winner is this guy now, right? Is this guy. Which guy? The guy which has this name. That is, right, when you find a new winner. But we have a second case. What if the points, right, we have 40 points, the winner, and then we have another person with 40 points. So else if the points of this guy are not more, but are equal to the right, are equal to the biggest. So it means now we have two winners, right? Or let's say another winner. So the points will not change, right? Because the biggest and the points are the same, but the winner will be added to the list. We're gonna say winner is equal to, right, is equal to winner plus some comma plus the person now, right? So if the person has more than everybody, this is the winner. If the person are more than the others and has equal to the biggest winner, then we're gonna write concatenate the winner. So when we're done with this one, right, when we're done with all the players, at the end, I want to print, right, at the end, I know it looks confusing, but just make sure that you close the methods and it will be better for you to see. So at the end, we're gonna print, right, at the end, we're gonna print the points and the winner, right, the points and the winner. So the winner is this guy. That's how we want the result, right? We want the winner and maybe more than one, like this, and then the points. So winner plus column plus points. So let me just remove this P here. Okay, so I believe that, not points, sorry, the biggest, not the points, but the biggest. So I believe that this one worked now. Let me run it. And then we see that Mary has 40 points. We're printing it here. What if this guy here, right, also has 40 points? How can I make this one 40 points? Emma, I need to add 9 more points. Let me add 4 here, and then let me have 5 more, and then this will also have 40 points. So we have Mary with 40 points and Emma with 40 points. So the ladies are winning, all the boys are losing. And then we see here, Mary and Emma, they have 40 points, right? 2 winners. How does it work? Let us debug it. So we get the, right, we get the players one by one. The first player is James with these cards. So we get the name from there, we get the cards, we calculate the points, and we print these things, right? So James has these cards, he has 25 points. Is his points, which is 25, bigger than the biggest, which is 0? As of right now, he's the winner. So we get the first person, calculate the points, and we say he's the winner, right? So 25 points, James is the winner. Now we're gonna check the next player. How many points there are? There are 40 points, Mary. So now he's saying, is this one 40 points bigger than 25? Yes, it is. So now Mary is the winner, right? So Mary is the winner with 40 points, right? So the biggest has 40 points and the winner is Mary. So we're storing 2 things, the points and the winner. Now we continue with the next player. The next player is Brian with 30 points. Mary has 40. So of course he does not have more than Mary, and also he does not have the same as Mary. That's why go to the next player. The next player is Emma with 40 points. Now Emma does not have more than 40, which has Mary, right? But Emma has same points, 40, as the biggest, which is Mary. That's why here we're saying that now the winner, right now the winner is not Mary anymore, but it's Mary, comma, right, Emma. And then that's what print. And then the next player is, let me print it here. It is John with 22 points. Does he has more than 40? No, it is not. If he had more than 40, we would go here, and then the biggest will be, let's say, 50 points, John, and then, right, the name would be John, and the biggest will be 50 points, right? So they're not 2 players. But in this case, he has not more than them, and he is not the same as them. So we're done with all the players. When we're done with all the players, then we have a winner, which is Mary and Emma with 40 points. So this code will run for different cards, right? So you can put them from the scanner, you can read them from a file, I can do it as you wish, but right, this code should work. So I'm going to share the task with you guys, right, to have a look. Also, I'm going to share the code with you, and I don't know, enjoy this one. I know it's a little bit difficult, but you would have